New Zealand just absolutely dominated the United Arab Emirates in their T20 international clash. UAE captain Mohamed Waseem really stepped up with a blistering innings, but in the end, New Zealand's bowlers just got the job done and sealed that win. Aryansh Sharma came out all guns blazing for UAE at the top, getting them off to a flying start. This game really showed the UAE stepping up and taking on a big gun test playing nation head-on. New Zealand, as expected, ran down that target pretty easily, really showing off the strength and depth they have in their squad. What's really interesting here is how fast the UAE are getting better. For New Zealand, it's all about getting ready for those big tournaments coming up. Alishan Sharafu did a great job steadying the ship in the middle for UAE, with some really calm and collected batting. And don't forget Junaid Siddique. His late burst almost flipped the script and changed the whole game. The official score tells the story. It was a truly clinical performance from New Zealand. Both sides put out strong teams, and you could really see them trying to figure out those pitch conditions. So this win definitely gives New Zealand a nice confidence boost, while also shining a spotlight on the UAE's growing potential on the world stage. Alright, so the UAE won the toss and decided to bat first, putting up a pretty good total. Mohamed Waseem absolutely smashed 45 runs off just 28 balls, including 4 massive sixes, and really dominated that power play. Aryansh Sharma chipped in with a quick-fire 32 off 20, hitting some really elegant drives through the covers. New Zealand's openers, though, responded really steadily, laying down a solid foundation. Alishan Sharafu's 38 off 25 then kept the UAE right in the middle overs. Junaid Siddique then accelerated, hitting a quick 25 off 15 balls, with some absolutely crucial boundaries. New Zealand's captain, though, rotated his bowlers really effectively, keeping that pressure firmly on. Ultimately, UAE's total just wasn't quite enough against New Zealand's really disciplined chase. Those key partnerships were really what defined the UAE's innings, putting New Zealand's bowling attack to the test. And the match scorecard really shows a pretty balanced effort from everyone with the bat. New Zealand started things off nice and steady, cruising to 50 runs without losing a single wicket in the first 6 overs. But then, their middle order just exploded. Rachin Ravindra, in particular, was on fire, staying unbeaten with 40 runs. Credit where credit's due though, the UAE bowlers, spearheaded by Junaid Siddique who snagged 2 for 22, really dug deep and fought back. Mohamed Waseem, he also bowled some seriously tight overs, just giving up 18 runs. And Aryansh Sharma? He managed to snag a wicket, outsmarting batsmen with those tricky slower balls. Out in the field, Alishan Sharafu was absolutely brilliant, even pulling off a fantastic run out. Ultimately, New Zealand got home with overs to spare. The UAE's death bowlers did manage to keep the score down a bit, but it just wasn't enough to defend. Official stats really show just how much better New Zealand's run rate was. Honestly, UAE captain Waseem's tactical field placements were so smart, they nearly sparked a collapse from the New Zealanders. So, what really stood out in this game were some amazing performances. UAE's Mohamed Waseem, no surprise, grabbed player of the match. He was brilliant all round. Aryansh Sharma really got them off to a flying start, putting early pressure on New Zealand. Alishan Sharafu then came in and played a really steady innings, calming things down. On the bowling front, Junaid Siddique's pace variations really troubled the batsmen. New Zealand's bowlers, on the other hand, really shared the wickets around. No single bowler stood out, but they all chipped in. And big props to the UAE's fielding too. They really stepped it up, saving around 15 runs with some athletic efforts. To put this in perspective, wins for the UAE against full member nations like New Zealand are pretty rare in history. This win just shows the UAE's been on a real upward climb ever since those qualifying events. Now, for New Zealand, they're still holding onto their impressive unbeaten streak in recent T20 bilateral series. Right after the game, UAE captain Mohamed Waseem gave a big shout out to his team's fighting spirit. He even said they were going toe-to-toe with New Zealand in parts. And the New Zealand captain? He definitely noticed how much the UAE has grown, calling them a real tough opponent now. So, both teams are already prepping for their next games, with the UAE especially keen to level the series. This game wasn't just about bragging rights, by the way. It actually has some pretty big implications for rankings and future tournament seeding. For the UAE, this is massive. They're getting some super important exposure against truly elite pace attacks. Meanwhile, New Zealand is using these matches to really fine-tune their strategies, especially with the World Cup defense on their minds. The scorecard timeline? That really showed us all the momentum swings, literally every 5 overs. The pitch itself was great for batsmen early on, but then the spinners really started to come into play. Honestly, this T20 clash is a perfect example of how these associate nations are really starting to challenge the big giants of the game.